Good afternoon, CFM. This is Coach Matt with a Monday workout. We're going to do our back squats and then a monostructural cardio piece at the end. So let's begin with our warm-up with 3 minutes of your choice warm-up pace cardio. Then I want you to take a seat on the ground. We're going to do some heel slides. Purpose of the heel slides, partially for hip flexor, partially for hamstring, and partially for mobility of the hip. But however much you need to elevate your butt off the ground, do that by either shrugging into the ground, or you can even sit on a plate to do this. But try to have a nice upright torso and pull your heel towards your butt, and then extend your leg back out, and then pull your other heel towards your butt. And as you get close to your butt with your heel, try to really squeeze that hamstring to activate it and get it woken up before we do our squats. All right, next one is just gonna be rocking forward into a 30-second squat stretch. If you wanna do this holding onto the rig, that's fine. If you can do it on the ground, just with your body weight and kind of rocking back and forth, getting those ankles loosened up. Try to get your heels flat on the floor. You can use your hands to kind of pull your knees together, but get nice and low. Emphasis on being beneath where we will go when we are squatting with weight. And the point there being, I want you to be able to control the bottom position muscularly and not with the tension in your joints or bumping up against the end range of, say, your hip capsule or your ankle, right? I would like for the muscles and your own brain and your consciousness to control the bottom position of the squat. So for that purpose, we try to exceed the normal range of motion when we do our stretches, our dynamic stuff like that, so that when I go to my actual squat, I'm going down to that still below parallel position, but I'm controlling my posture. I'm controlling my hip position rather than having it controlled for me by, let's say like my right hip capsule is a little bit tighter than my left and it forces me to shift my hips over, right? None of those asymmetries are desirable when we're squatting. So try to exceed it when we stretch. All right, lots to talk about squatting. Now, 5 toe touch to overhead reach. So start at the toes, draw your hands up your legs, and up on your toes, reaching for the sky, and then back down, nice and gentle. Should feel kind of like a Jefferson curl, right? And then finish with a set of warm-up back squats, all right? And we're gonna be doing triples today, so relatively heavier. So as you go through the warm-ups, make sure you're putting in an appreciable amount of weight on the bar, but bar behind the neck, shoulder width stance, starting and finishing standing tall with the hips and knees locked out, my shoulders over my ankles, back and down, and then squeeze and stand tall. Remember to initiate by punching the hips back, the knees bend slightly, but I don't want to initiate by sticking my knees forward and then trying to get into a good squat position, okay? So a couple rounds through that warm up, a couple more rounds of warm up squats, and then you can get your bench out for our superset. And since the squats are in the triple range, we're gonna be going in the like 80 to 90% range for our percentages today. And then after each set, it's 5 sets. We're gonna do 4 split squat jumps on each leg. And the way that works is I'm setting up my split squat as my Bulgarian split squat, and I'm gonna set up at the bottom position, so I've got my knee touching the ground with my shin vertical, and I'm gonna be in my opposition position right now. So my left knee is forward, so my right arm is forward, and my left hand is back. I'm gonna jump, and when I jump, I'm gonna switch hands in the air, right? Switch hands in the air, switch hands in the air, and then switch after I get 4 reps. And then same thing on the other side. So there's a little bit of balance, a little bit of single leg explosive training for this, and it's a nice contrast to the relatively slow heavy on the triple, and then we got a relatively light and fast 4 on the split squat jumps, okay? So that's our strength training with superset for today. The conditioning for today is 1 piece of monostructural cardio, and you have the option of breaking it into multiple different domains if you'd like to, or you could stay the same for the whole 250 or 200. So that is our calorie marker, 250 calories for the guys, 200 for the ladies. You can do it all in the rower if you want to. You could do row for 5 minutes, bike for 5 minutes, ski for 5 minutes. You could do like 75 calories on the rower, 75 calories on the ski erg, and then 100 calories on the bike. However you want to break it up, but it's all on one running clock. And that will be all of our conditioning for today. What I would consider this is a moderate effort aerobic pace workout. It does not need to be paced like we do the Kurt, where you're trying to get it done as fast as possible. I would like to see a longer, steadier pace for this one, somewhere in that like, I don't know, 10, 12, 15 minute range. It will vary widely depending on how fast you go and how aerobic you're willing to be today. And I'm sure somebody could do, 250 calories in under 10 minutes on the bike. That's a pretty challenging prospect, but it can be done. All right, that's it for today. I hope you guys have a great one, and I'll see you on Tuesday.